and oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm on the product marketing team for UiPath, and I'm thrilled to be joining you all to talk about Autopilot for developers. This is part of the Dev Dive series. I'm sure many of you all have participated in past sessions, but these are great ways to get really in-depth overviews of some of the newest features within the UiPath product suite. So a few pieces of FAQs before we get started. So the next 60 minutes or so, we'll be sharing a little bit of information about Autopilot itself, some demos, and we'll have some Q&As like Vibor mentioned. You'll also receive a XAML file at the end where you can test some of the solutions that you see. And also we'll send the recording, links, slides, etc. to your email. And again, please feel free to share your LinkedIn info, network in the chat, share questions. We really want this to be an engaging session. So I'm thrilled to be joined today by Anusha and Rahul. They're both technical account managers, and we're all going to be talking to you again about the power of UiPath Autopilot. So Autopilot is a new set of AI experiences that go across the UiPath business automation platform. And we like to say that practically speaking, this makes everyone from interns to CEOs more productive. We're going to zero in on the developer experiences that help productivity here, but we'll highlight how there's an autopilot feature literally that's going to help everyone from interns to CEOs. But first, before we jump in, I think people wanted to do a quick knowledge check, right? So there's going to be a poll that pops up just to test your knowledge before we jump in.
Yeah, I just launched it. I hope you will be able to see this poll. So just take a few seconds to answer this. How familiar are you with Autopilot for developers in UiPath Studio? And how familiar are you with Autopilot for developers in UiPath Apps? Can we make it 95%? Few more guys. Come on, come on. Yes, yes. I think everyone will find this session very useful because most of you have never used it. So we have right audience. Yeah, I think you can continue, Zo, and we'll end the poll in a few minutes, few seconds.
Awesome. Yeah, so it looks like yeah, the bulk of folks have never used it, so you joined the right autopilot session. As we're waiting for anybody else to fill that in, I'll give a little bit of context for where Autopilot sits in the broader UiPath story. So if you've been part of the UiPath community, you know that Autopilot isn't our first kind of AI-powered rodeo. So everything from our computer vision from 2018 to things we've added to the platform like intelligent document processing to things like communications mining. AI has been a big part of our story for a while now, and UiPath Autopilot just enhances that story greatly. And practically speaking, this is where Autopilot's going to show up across the platform for our different suite of users here. So we're going to primarily focus on the developer experience today. So Autopilot's going to help developers be more productive in both Studio and apps. So you'll be able to create automations, apps, and expressions, all using the power of natural language. Rahul and Anusha will go through that in much more depth. But just so you have broader context, there's also UiPath Autopilot for testers, which is out and helps as you're building your test cases to test your automations. You can use natural language to accelerate that process and generate essentially endless test cases, summarize those test cases way easier. This is GA as well. So both Autopilot for developers and testers, and even in a couple of months, talking to the product team, It sounds like there's more test cases these days that are created with Autopilot than without. So it's been a really powerful piece of the platform for both developers and testers. We also have Autopilot for business analysts, which helps folks to discover more of their automations, um, more automation potential within both UiPath process mining and communications mining. And finally, we have literally an Autopilot for everyone. And this is a really exciting new capability that's in preview now that's helping, again, everyone from interns to CEOs to be more productive. Um, and we won't focus on that one as much today, but there'll definitely be more coming uh, between now and UiPath Forward, where we'll share more of the UiPath Autopilot for everyone story. Again, UiPath Autopilot for developers and testers are GA today. You can try them out in UiPath Cloud. It's been really cool to see just the quick uptick we've seen just in the last couple of months. Autopilot for business analysts and everyone, again, are in preview. And make sure that you're part of the insider preview program to join the larger previews as they're announced over the coming months. And we love to have a quote on some of the customer validation of why UiPath Autopilot is important. And if you came to Forward last year, you might have met Flo from Dentsu, who shared that the power of UiPath Autopilot, especially compared to some of the other AI assistants on the market, is that it empowers you to actually take action. So Autopilot works alongside of us the way that we actually work, which is across applications and contexts. So you all are probably familiar with other AI assistants on the market, which may do a great job of automating within a particular ecosystem. So within that vendor's particular apps, Autopilot gives you, again, the power to work across your app suite and shows up for a variety of different personas. We're going to focus on the developer one again today, but I think the power of Autopilot as a whole is that it's going to enable your entire team to automate across your business suite and not just within one application. Again, you can try this out. And today, Autopilot for developers and testers are available. So when you go to cloud.uipath.com, you can give them a spin. Lastly, one of the biggest questions we've gotten is just how Autopilot is going to be licensed. And essentially the answer is if you have automation developer, citizen developer, process mining developer, or tester licenses, you'll have access to Autopilot. And when we say access, people are always like, okay, what's the most I can do with Autopilot in a given month? And you essentially have 600 Autopilot actions that you can run. And the good news is that I've never heard of anybody running out of those 600 actions yet. But even if you were to run out, you're allotted 5 additional actions a day. So Autopilot's included in most user licenses, and you have a variety of ways to leverage it. And even if you go over the 600 allotment, you still can get some additional runs. But I'll end with the boring slide part here and hand it over to Rahul to actually show you what this looks like in practice for Autopilot for developers and specifically starting in Autopilot for apps.
Thank you, Joe. So if you can take me to the next slide.
Oh, sorry. I stopped share. I can pull up the next one for you.
Yep. So in today's session, we are going to cover two of the aspects. So first one, we will be covering up Autopilot features, which is available for our UiPath Apps platform. And the second one, we are going to demonstrate about our features for Studio Web and Studio as well. And then we'll be continue with the Q&A session. So Autopilot for apps. So basically, first of all, before we jump into the Autopilot features for apps, I need to explain you what apps is. So apps is the platform which is basically built to support any digitization journey of any client. So like basically, let's say if you are a customer and there are a lot of legacy system where still the people are doing entry on the paperwork, and then you manually translate those form into in some legacy system. So to solve those kind of issue, we have introduced our app, the application, a product called UiPath Apps. Basically, it will help you in the journey of digitization. And with this feature, it's autopilot features. Basically, it's allow you to create your digital form in very few seconds. So I'm going to demonstrate the feature in some time, but you will see like it will be very helpful for any kind of user. Like it's not required any very much technical depth knowledge or anything. Just you need to do some you need to write in the layman language, or you can just have a few clicks, you will see a beautiful application will be generated for you, and you can use it for your digitization journey. So can you just go to the next slide, please? So in here, we basically in UiPath apps, we have introduced three type of features. One is the based on image or PDF file. Let's say you have a form, manual form, which you wanted to digitize. You can simply come to the UiPath apps and then just upload that form, and it will generate that form in terms of a digital form, and you can use it for your any kind of taking input data from your customer or any business type anything. The same thing, we also introduce another feature where which basically we can convert uh, your existing data entity, because in UiPath we have a data service, and if you have any existing data service you want to convert, you want to create a application out of it, you can use simply using few clicks. You can just have to just define generate the application using this data entity. It will generate you the application for you. And third one is the natural language. Let's say you just have to define what you want. Let's say I can say like I want to create a employee onboarding form, and it will generate an employee onboarding for you. And there's the option also given like you if you want to store the data or if you don't want to store the data. So that also option is available. So let's see in the demo the live the version of that. First of all, this feature is available with our SaaS platform. You have to log into the cloud.uipath.com. Right now, I am showing you through our different tenant, which is also a cloud hosted. And then you can go to apps. So this is the home screen of app. So where you can
Rahul,
use.
not seeing your screen.
Sorry. Is that visible now?
Yep.
Yes.
Yes. So
Thanks.
so if you go so let me just start from the beginning. So if you log into your uh, tenant, and then if you go to under this, you will go to app section. This home screen will be loaded, which is our the home screen of apps. And you see there's the option given under the build section, generate with autopilot. So this feature is introduced. It was on preview for quite long, and then we have just recently we have GA for this feature last month itself. So with this GA, we have introduced few other feature as well, so which I'm going to explain you in today's session as well. So first, we will start with the image or any form, basically text form, to convert it into form. So I have saved some few of the forms. I can just wanted to pop up those forms. So this is one of the form called animal shelter intake. I have another form as well, which is art context registration form. Or this is another. This I have taken it a screenshot of one of our application, and this is a vendor onboarding form. So likewise, you can use any kind of form or input form, and you can generate your app out of it. So I just have to do. There's an option called upload the image, and I just have to upload an image saying I want this vendor onboarding form. And there's an option you have seen like the checkbox, which allow you to if you check that one, it will create an entity as well for you. So basically that will help you to save your data which you are taking it from through the form. So it will take few seconds to generate your app, and you see a beautiful app will be generated out of that form. just to compare the file. So here, if you see that it has company name, street, city, state, contact information, business details, all those things are there. So once things are generated, so if you see this app got generated using the same thing, vendor, company, street, city, zip code, contact information, business details. So you see that in few clicks itself, you are able to generate uh, a beautiful app which also saves your data. So it's not only creating your app, it also linking your all fields with the respective entity. So here is the entity created. So this all fields all automatically created by Autopilot feature. And once you save the data, it will be saved under this entity. So let's see in action. Just go and preview this page. Yeah. So you can see this app is already ready, and we can start using this. I just give some random. So if you see here, it's all also given some kind of field like option like to check the data as well. So I need to provide in the correct format. So once I submit this data, you will see this data will be available under uh, data entity as well. So this whatever you submitted data, this data is available. Now basically you can once you submit, we can next step what we can do is we can move this data. You can send this data to for further processing using UiPath bot as. So you can complete streamline your process using this UiPath app as well. So this is the first feature, and then the second feature I wanted to explain you about entity service. So entities, let's say I already have few of the entity available in my organization. I just wanted to uh, convert that into a form. So I just selected this entity from this drop down, and it automatically generated a text from that. So build app from this to submit data. You can also write down this thing. So it's not a hard and fast rule. You can just write down in same natural language, and once it is done, I just have to say send. So once click on this, it will again generate a app, and this app will be basically matching with the entity, whatever entity which we have created previously. Based on that, it will generate your app. You can see this app got generated with this forms. So when we go to if you just so this was the entity, and it has this many fields. So this all automatically has taken this field, and it has generated this app here. Okay. So this is about the entity. Now the next step is like, let's say I want to put some kind of validation, or if you want to write any kind of expression. So we also this Autopilot also provides some feature which help you writing the scripts for you. So let's say I want to write any expression, and I can use my Autopilot feature. So I just have to go to respective tooltip or uh, any expression field, and then I can just open the expression. Under the expression editor, you will see an option here on the uh, bottom right corner. So help me with this. So once you click this, it will open a prompt where you can write down what you need is. So you can say like, I just wanted to, I just write the validate phone number. Once I write this one, it will give you expression for that, and you can use this expression under the field. So likewise, you can whatever you need. Let's say you want to concat two strings, or you want to do some operation on a string, like any list or anything. You can use this feature, and it will generate the code for you. So with this feature, basically anybody, like if you have knowledge on coding side, or you don't have knowledge on coding side, you can basically avail this feature, and you can develop a beautiful application for you. So this is the second part, and the third one is like with the help of natural language. Let's say I wanted to generate a employee onboarding form, and I want to display the list as well, like which all employees available in the entity. I just simply say like, I just simply say create a employee onboarding form and display the list of employee. And here is the option like to create entity or not. So I will just keep this entity checkbox done, so that once we done, it will be saved into that entity. Yep. So if you see that, just to say the message key, generate employee onboarding form and display the list of employees. So it generated both the things. So it was not only accepting the form, as well as it will also display whatever data is available. So okay, so this is about the thing, Autopilot feature for apps. And another thing is like, see, this is the skeleton. Look, let's say if you want to write any kind of business logic, or any kind of, let's say you want to do any next step, like what you will gonna do with the data. So those things, something. So this is a skeleton. You can still come, and you can, if you don't want this field to be added here, you can come and you can delete that field. You can update that field. You can change whatever you need as per your requirement, and you can get your app done. So this is all about the feature of Autopilot in apps. So over to Anusa to take it forward for Autopilot feature for Studio and Web. Feel free to post your query if you have anything on the chat. We will try to answer you at the end. Thank you very much. Anusa, over to you.
Thank you, Rahul. Let me share my screen. Hello, everyone. I'm Anusha. I'm going to cover Autopilot for Studio Web and Studio Desktop. I've seen some of you posting questions whether Autopilot is applicable for Studio or not already. So here you go. So basically, Autopilot for Studio, be it web or desktop, it concentrates on two things, two different experiences. One is the self-service experience, and other is the assisted experience. The self-service experience, when you know what you want and you can describe it in the natural language, like the last one Rahul has shown you. If you can express something you want and then able to generate it, Autopilot is there for you to generate it. On the other hand, if you don't know what you need, and if you have some reference image, or if you have something in your mind, and then you wanted to customize it later, if you don't know the business logic, if you want the Autopilot to generate something for you, then here is the assisted experience. So with self-service and assisted experiences, here are the features that you can explore with our AI-powered automation. So text to workflow is something that I will show you through Studio Web, and then text to expressions, and text to code is something we can cover for Autopilot for testers, which has happened in our previous dev dive session. You can refer that over YouTube. And the text for UI forms and apps is something Rahul just walked you through. Let's quickly jump onto the demo. So here I came, the Autopilot for developers through Studio Web. So here are our automations, and where you can create a new project, generate with Autopilot feature. You can create a project here, or you can even create a template so that once you save it, other team members or other departments in your company can utilize that template. Let's say there is a common use case of a login functionality to a website, or download a file from a website. So you can create this template and then keep it handy for the whole department to use it and create their own projects from that. Let's try with a few examples here. I want to move my Outlook emails from inbox to a folder, whichever folder I mentioned. So here is my natural language. I say generate with Autopilot. So here are the activities that Autopilot is suggesting me for each email in inbox. It will allow me to write some conditions and then decide whether I'll move it to the specific folder or not. So I continue. It will take a few more seconds to generate the activities for me. So here, since I have already mentioned it as Outlook, it has taken the Microsoft 365, and I've already made a connection here to my Office 365, and that's the reason it is able to detect. Otherwise, it will give you a button to make a connection, fresh connection. So here I go. This is my Outlook. Under my inbox, I create a new folder. I name it community. Back here. Here is my inbox, and here you go, community. It is able to pick it up so quick. Here I come, click to add the filter. So here, my filter, let's say, I'll take a filter on subject. Subject contains community. So here with and or, you can add as many conditions you want using this add button. So for now, I'm taking just the filter on subject. Click on save. So if this condition satisfies on any of the emails, be it new emails or old emails in my inbox, sorry, this is in email folder, my bad. In email folder inbox, then I will move to my new folder, community. So here we go, a simple automation. Let's say one of the use cases for this is, let's say if you are working in a support environment, or if you have some ticketing system, you keep receiving tickets every day on a daily basis. You can filter something based on the word ticket or a numeric expression, and then you can keep moving those into folders. And this can be used on a personal level as well, for your own Outlook, if not for the business purpose, so that you can filter out all the promotional emails, or be it a group or a mailing list emails. So community, this is empty. If you see, let me send over a new email to myself. I will say whatever, community XXX. Sending an email to myself. Just waiting to receive it. Yep. Here I go. I got a new email. My inbox. Go back here. I would like to test this. So here on the right side panel, as well as on the code activity level, you can see which activity is being executed. So trigger for each email in inbox. The condition part is running. You see, there are so many emails with the subject community, it seems. That's the reason it is iterating a lot of times here. Let's keep checking in the meanwhile. You see, this is the new email that I have sent, and these are all my old emails that had the same subject as community. See, it's filling up. Looks like I have too many emails. Let me stop it. So this is one example. Let's try another. Let me say, read Excel workbook and fill the data rows into, let me take a website, rpachallenge.com. Most of you must be known about this. So this is something that I have access to for testing now. So that's the reason I have taken this website. So, and the Excel I'm going to use is also from this website. I paste here. Okay, it's not taking the website. And send message confirmation, let's say. So this is my statement, and whatever activities I get, I can make changes later based on the requirement. So reading the Excel workbook that I have downloaded from this RPA Challenge website, and whatever rows are there in the workbook, I would like to read them. And then one by one, I would like to enter them into this RPA Challenge website and send message confirmation. And if you see here, this website, this has a start button. If you click on start button, you see the start button has changed to round 1. And as you keep submitting the rows, the labels keep changing. So this is about this website. If you see, the layout has also changed. So let's try with this. Generate with Autopilot. So in this, we are going to see the magic of UI automation through Autopilot. So here it's reading from the workbook for each row in the Excel. It is trying to fill in here and then send a confirmation message. And it is, I did not mention anything where to send a message, or you can even give here whether it is Teams, Slack, or whatever application you would like. I haven't mentioned anything. It has taken as Outlook. You can make this change later based on your requirement as well. I click on continue. It will take a few seconds to give me the workflow. And during the licenses discussion, Joe has explained about Autopilot actions, right? So for each of the Autopilot usage, once you click on the generate through Autopilot or use Autopilot, that will be counted as one action. So this is first activity, read Excel workbook data. For each row in my Excel, I'm going to fill in to this website, and then it is trying to send an email. So here we go. Like I said in the previous automation, my OneDrive and SharePoint are also connected. That's why it is able to detect it here. And the workbook I'm going to work on, it is there in my OneDrive. So this Excel has 5 rows. As soon as I give my Excel, it will detect the sheets as well. And my Excel has headers. And all the headers are same as this one, since I downloaded it from the same file, from the same site. Role in the company, email, last name, first name, phone number, address, company name. So here I am reading under additional properties. If you go, this will give you, so this is my data variable. Here again, it will take, it's taking twice. Let's see how it goes. So for each, this will be our iteration. And I have my API challenge site already open. So when I click here to select a tab to automate, I can directly select from here. It will navigate here, and then Autopilot will take a screenshot of that. So this will be, this can be treated same as use browser or use application activity in our studio. So here it is also giving us suggestions, generate the UI automation activities using Autopilot. So these UI automation activities also, it is trying to tell us, I will help you. Let me click on generate. Let us see. If you see, it has already taken the prompt. Fill in the form with data from the current row of the Excel sheet. And you see, it is taking all the type into activities. So here, no need for me to do the UI automation manually to take all the type into activities for each of the, each of the space here, fields here, and then no need to anchor the labels and all. So Autopilot has done that for me. So it has taken all the 7 columns. It has also even captured the submit button. So this is the magic. I click on save. Here I am back. The Studio Web. It is putting in all the activities for me step by step under that for each row. So if you see here for each row in Excel, so under this activity, I have this filling activity and filling for each row. If you see here, it is already taking the conversion of the columns as well. Some of them are throwing error. Let us see what are those. It says conversion error. Okay. So Excel data. This is our data. And sorry, under the columns, sorry, what is it again? This is role in the company. This is a data variable, Excel data. Under the columns, I go into role in the company column. Okay. This is email. Email column. Sorry. Did not clear this. So likewise, according to your requirement, you can make changes. Otherwise, the skeleton, the actual structure is given by Autopilot for us, and no need to worry about the selectors, the change of the labels, the layout of the page and all. And here you can give your email details and then any attachment if you would like. And here, since I mentioned in my prompt to send a confirmation message, it has given this activity outside of the loop. Otherwise, it will send, if we move this inside the loop, it will send an individual email for each of the rows, and we don't want that. So once the whole execution is complete, once all the details are submitted, it will send an email message. So this is one example. So this is in the templates. So if you see here, if you would like to edit any of these in the studio, let's say, you can go here. You can use Open in Studio Desktop. If you don't have the Studio Desktop, you can also say install locally Studio for Desktop and Assistant for Desktop from here. I'll say Open in Studio. So this will ask for the file compatibility. I already have latest version of Studio with me. And my Studio Desktop is already connected to my cloud account. So while this is loading, it is adding all the packages dependencies as well, whichever are required for the project that we have done. And we can also navigate later if you would like. So whatever is the path to save the projects that you have given on your system, you can go under the Studio Web Projects, and here you will be able to see the project, whichever you have opened from the Studio Web. So you can open later and then you can edit. So this is from the template that I have. I did not publish this, right? Let's say you go to templates that are already published. Let's say get latest exchange rate. If you see here, if you click on this template, this will actually give you the description of what all are there in the template, like this, what all connections you will need and what this template does. And then you can use this template. If you click on use this template, it will again open here in the Studio Web. And then from there, you can either continue editing or creating a project in the Studio Web, or you can continue in the Studio Desktop according to your convenience. So here you go. The structure remains the same. If you see, this is the first automation that I have shown you for moving the emails Outlook. Let's say you don't have the Studio Web and you would like to use the Autopilot in Studio Desktop itself. Let me create a new sequence. You click on this drop activity here, or you can use the shortcut Control-Shift-T to add a new activity. Here again, you can, let's say, move emails from inbox to folder. Let me type the same thing. You see here, generate with Autopilot. So here also, directly from the Studio Desktop also, you can create something using the Autopilot. Let me click here. It will give you a container sequence. You can either keep the container or you can move the activities outside later once this is generated. This will also take a few seconds. If you see, the same set of activities are generated, but then here I haven't mentioned whether it is Outlook or Gmail. It has taken Gmail. So here, once you click on confirm, it will again download the required packages and dependencies and then give you proper activities. Let's say you don't want to create new projects or templates and you want to utilize directly the Autopilot features. So whichever activity in your activity panel has this enter a VB expression or edit a VB expression, in all those places you can utilize the Autopilot features. So if you see here, this indicates this version has Autopilot. So here in the natural language, you can describe, let's say, sum on column, let's say ABC from data table DT1. So I want to sum column. Click on generate. I don't know the command. Okay, sorry. Oh, it's wrong. Generate an expression. Sorry for my bad English. Let me try some other thing. Simple as square root of x. Yeah, here you go. This comes under the math dependency and square root is the function sqrt, and this is my x. So it's trying to generate the code for me. So whichever activity under the activity panel, you can explore whichever have this expression editor. In all those places, you can utilize our Autopilot. It also gives you this auto fix. Let's say you write some code and then you would like to auto fix. You can utilize this auto fix feature as well. You can use this on string operations, arrays, lists, data tables, date conversions, time conversions, all those. So that's all from my end. If you have any questions, please keep posting in the chat window. Over to you, Joe.
Awesome. Thanks, Anusha. And thanks, Rahul. Very interesting dives into Autopilot for developers within Studio and Apps. So I know we're short on time here. Vibor, I think you wanted to do a quick knowledge check, right?
Yeah, we'll do a 1 Mentimeter quiz. So guys, do you want to show that slide so that everyone can scan?
Yes. 1 second.
And guys, I'm also sharing LinkedIn for all the speakers today. Connect, and in case you have any question, just go to the UiPath forum and post your question so that our MVPs can or committee members can answer.
Yep.
Not this one, I think previous one there was a, yeah. So I request all of you if you can scan this, or if you can just type menti.com and type this. Yeah, you may stop sharing and I will share my screen now. Perfect. So we have 33 people already on the game. So the game is that it will kind of fastest finger first. So you will see one question. You don't have to see on this screen, but you can see it on your mobile or your laptop or desktop, and try to answer as fast as you can. This is not only your test, but also your Wi-Fi test as well. We'll give 30, or we'll give 1 more minute, then we'll start. Thirty more seconds. Okay, I think we are ready to start. So yeah, so is it possible to generate a customized rule using the Autopilot feature for UiPath apps? You now have only 10 seconds. Let's see who answer first and right. Oh, most of you got it wrong. I think we'll have to explain it again later, or you can go through the recording again.
Mm.
Mm. So again, only 15 people got it right. That question is, can we generate an app through image input? I think Rahul covered this. Yes, most of you got it right. Only 6 people, they could be those who joined late a bit, I guess. Oh, we have only these many, so I could not show the who are the winners because all of you are winner, and it was only for the learning purpose to see if you got it right or not, or it landed well with you.
And just to add, you guys, like this feature is the Autopilot feature for apps is available for community edition as well. You can try it out, that feature if you want.
And yeah, if you have any question after this session also, you can go to the UiPath forum. There is a apps category. You can ask questions over there and we'll be more than happy to answer it. And don't worry, we will share all the recordings and recordings and presentation on the same event page from where you joined it. So once again, thanks a lot for your time, for joining us, and thanks all the speakers. Thanks, Zoe, Anusha, Rahul.
Thank you, guys.
Yeah,
Thanks for joining.
thank
Take
you.
care.
Have a
Bye.
great week, bye.